Yes, guys. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're all good. Cardiff City, a team. Let's be honest, under real pressure, bottom of the league, I believe, with terrible goal against record and terrible goal for record. But you actually, if you, I've just delved into the numbers a little bit before this, and bar maybe one or two anomalies, the defensive record in terms of what they concede against ain't that bad. Obviously they've conceded a lot in certain games, but actually overall it ain't terrible. But this game is one where you've got to put a mantle down. You can't slip up in this game. This is an important game to really establish what you are, what you're going to be. How serious are we in terms of winning the league, getting up top two? This is a mantle right now. These are not games you can necessarily slip up in this time in the season. How many times in the past has Leeds United, not even just under Farke, but generally speaking, in these kind of terrible Leedsy things where you're playing these sides who have got backs against the walls, they're struggling, their form's terrible, and they always pull a result out. And this is where it comes down to the personality of the team, because you can watch that game, you can play the football you like. I said this for years now. It comes down to the personality of the people as well. Because you will get more edge, you will get a different type of game because these players are playing for something different. Whereas last year, Cardiff were, they were doing all right, especially near the end of the season. They were winning a lot of games. They were kind of just playing to play for form and enjoying themselves. Now it's backed into a corner. How do you get out of it? You fight, right? That's human nature. So you're going to get a fight, and our players have to just get up for that. In terms of football and ability, in terms of squad, in terms of how good the individuals are in our team, we should beat Cardiff, obviously. Absolutely. The players need to be prepared for the fight. Because you can be the best football team in the world. If you're not prepared for any level of fight, you'll get bullied. We cannot allow that. Do you know what I mean? This should be, in terms of going there, getting a result, straightforward one. Not easy. No football game in the world is easy, but a straightforward one. Definitely. It's got to be. Because this is it. No football game is easy. I remember at university last year, we played a team called Kiel University, and we played them first game of the season. I believe we won 6-1. We played them near the end of the season, and I believe they'd not won a game all season. And we won 1-0, but it came through a 90th minute goal from us, literally last kick of the game. And that just goes to show, you have to be there with the fight. They had fight that day, and so will Cardiff, but we have the football ability. And we have to use that. We have to allow that to be the game, the football inside of it. We have to show the bite when we need it. We have to battle in moments. There'll be times where it's not going our way. It's going to be hostile, and we have to live up to that. We have to step up to that mantle. It's a big part of football. It's the most important part of it. A good team needs to have bite, need to have aggression. They need it. It's important in every way. So, yeah, that's a big message. That's it for the game. There's not too much analysis on the game. I'm not going to overanalyze what we need to do. We need to go there, set out the plan. I'm not going to lose my head over line up, which everyone does before a game. I never lose my head before a game. That's just, again, perspective coming from working in that situation. The team's there, right? That's the team. Let's win the game. No matter what team we put out, the team we put out should be good enough to win. That's the important thing we need to do here. I know as a fan base, every fan base, they don't rate a player. They think, oh, it's finished, it's over. But when you actually compare the player that isn't rated to the counterpart on the opposition, that player that we play walks into the opposition side, no matter who that is. So that's not an excuse. The team that is lined up will be good enough to beat Cardiff City. That's a fact of it. It might not be your ideal idea of a team, might not be my ideal idea of a team, but the team is good enough. It will still have ridiculously expensive players for this level. Very talented players, no matter where you look, all over the pitch. So you should beat them. But yeah, and that's why I just wanted to come into just some things that Daniel Farke mentioned in his press conference, and this video won't be long. As he says, 5 minutes in, but it won't be. It's about style and the feeling at Ellen Road, or the feeling around the club. What is the feeling? What are people thinking about Farke? And I'll give you what I think, my personal opinion on it. So obviously, again, and that word perspective is important. If you just spoke to me maybe 5 or 6 years ago, before I went to uni and really worked in football, I probably wouldn't have had a different opinion on many things. That I was more critical. I was more kind of get him out when we lose a game. I was really angry all the time. But I've just because of the situation and what I've done, me personally, I've just learned a lot of respect for coaches and what they are and what they can become. As an analyst, my job is to literally grasp the ideas of the coach and try and make them more effective, right? Realistically, that's the role. I don't go into a club and go, I don't believe in what you're doing. That's not how it works. So trying to use that mindset, style has to mix with the fan base for me. I think that is important. I think it is important. At the end of the day, you want to win games, but even when you're winning games, even last year when we won unbeaten in 13, one of our best runs in our history of the club, people still not happy with the football we were playing. So that is a thing. That is a thing. Whereas you could argue if we were on a 13-game winning run under Bielsa, there'd be no questions of the football. But that's the difference for me. That's where the leash is not as tight or tighter. Is it tighter? Tighter for Farke, because I don't think, generally speaking, the overall feel of what we do watching the game visually isn't as ideal as what the fan base expects. And this is because the fan base grew an expectation of what we want from the Bielsa days, and that's what we want back, right? That's what the fan base want back as a general. But even when we're winning games, people will never be over the top with everything. Whereas I can look at things and go, at the end of the day, Farke's right what he says in his press conference, When it comes down to it, you create your style, whatever that style is, to win a game of football. That's the key. That's the point of anything in football. You create what you do, everything you do in a week, all the training, every player, every little session, every video session, every analysis session, every single drill is based around getting the best out of the players, yourself, and the team to win a game of football. That's the key part of it. If one manager believes in one way to do it and is successful, good. If one manager believes in one other way to do it and successful, good. My biggest thing is probably the three of the highest winners in the last 10 years in football is Pep Guardiola, Jose Mourinho slightly before, still a winner, and Carlo Ancelotti. All three of them are completely different people and completely different coaches in the way they set their team up. We know what Pep Guardiola does. We know what Ancelotti does. Is all about using that individuality, them individual players to express themselves and win the game themselves. That emphasis on them to do it. You can set up a team and do certain things, but the rest is down to you to use your talent and your freedom and your personality to express yourself and win. Jose Mourinho will do anything it takes. He will change the game. He will be really solid if he really has to win things. Pep Guardiola is all about possession, maintaining the ball, moving the ball quickly. Completely different, all winners. There's so many coaches you can use. None of them have the same thing. There's no right way to play football. And that is the biggest thing I've learned. There's no right way. But there is a preference for people. As a fan visually watching the sport, if you're bored by it, you're never going to be fully in love with what you're watching, right? That's just the facts of it. You're just not going to. You want to be fully entertained. So even when you're winning, and you think, well, it could be better, it could be more entertaining. We've won, but you can't force a feeling. If you're watching something and we've won, and you don't really feel too passionate about what you've watched, you can't help that. You don't want to be fake. You don't want to be like, yeah, that was great. I love that. You love winning. But everyone's always looking for the next. But is that ideal? Can we win, but can we play better? So I get it. This is where, and yeah, I'll be brutally honest. I think there is times where we win games where it is too easy. Is that it's too easy? There's nothing you can do about it. That's down to the opposition. I prefer the games where we do win, maybe a 3-1, or we come from behind. But I need that belief that that's going to happen. Last year, I had a lot of that belief in most games that when we did come from behind, when we went 1-0 down, in the short time we did, but we did at times, I kind of had that belief that we would get back into it. I'd be like, no, we'll be all right. We'll get goals here. I think there's just that little edge right now that we've not found this season. Look, I know you can I know there's probably evidence this season against that. But there's certain games where I just think that edge is missing. And for me, my personal opinion on what I want to look and enjoy is I do like an edge. I like a game that has personalities in it. Personalities that are gonna rile the opposition up. I enjoy that. That's just me. That's my personal preference. I love good football. It's not the be all and end all for me. I want to see aggression. I want to see a team full of aggression. I want to see personality. That's what I really want to see on a pitch. You know, I'm not a coach. I don't really have my ideal style, but as a fan, I can look at a game and go, "This is what I want to see." You know, and that's what I want to see from Leeds United. This is, for me, is not a thingy about any manager. It's about just a personal preference. I'm not going to say I want Daniel Farke sacked because he doesn't do the subs I'd like. That's your personal preference. And look, at the end of the day, if you think your subs are perfect and all this stuff, your judgment would be good. You could get paid, my friend. Do you know what I mean? I would. But I don't know. Football's like that. There's no in between. It's not even football, it's just society these days. You believe in this or this. If you believe in this, you're this. If you believe in this, you're this. There's no conversation anymore. And that's what I want to have. I like having conversations. When I go on the show with the guys, I like the conversations we can have. You don't have to agree with everyone, but there's different perspective and with different ways of viewing things and seeing things and how that makes you feel. And that's the same for football. That's what I love about football. There is no right way. Any way can win. Any way can win. And that's what's great about it. Any body type, can be good at a certain thing. There's no limit in football to what you are good at. Everyone can do their own thing. Every player is good at something. And you've got to remember, these players and coaches, regardless of people say they have zero tactics or whatever, these guys to get to where they are is literally one in a few million. It's ridiculous. The level is ridiculous. But to say that is crazy, but you don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with what he's doing. That's fine. If you don't enjoy watching the football, just admit, I don't like it. I want a new manager that I enjoy. That's fair enough. I'm not going to force people to want to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, that is perfectly fine. There's no middle ground for me. I feel like even when we're playing well, the same people were complaining. Yeah. But they say, I want to win. And we were winning. And even then you were complaining. You don't like it, you don't have to. That's fine. Sometimes I don't enjoy it. I sit there and I go, I'm not really enjoying this. This is a bit missing here. And again, that's just down to what I enjoy watching. There's sometimes I'm watching it where we're moving it quick, we're doing free-flowing football. The first 10 minutes when we're pressing, I absolutely love that. Doesn't mean my way is better. It just means that's what I personally feel when I watch football. I want to see that. Some people love to sit back and check all the slow movements and keeping the ball, maintaining the ball, enjoying it. People love that. I don't mind it. It's not my favourite. It's fine. Do you know what I mean? It's style and preference and what people believe. That's all I want to talk about. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I like doing these a bit different, talking about generic things. I like to just talk about something different. That's what I love to do. I love the conversations about stuff like that and sit here and talking about. I think we'll win. Yes. I think we should, and I think we will. And I think we have to be honest. I think the manager needs it, and I think the players need it, and I think everyone at the club needs it. And if we don't, there will be problems, won't there? So yeah, let's just go win. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please, in the comments, let me know what you guys think about. What do you want? I want to know what you guys want. Is the style ideal for you? What style do you like? What's your personal preference? I want to know. I'm interested. But yeah, see you guys in a bit.